Welcome, my survivors, to the first episode of Whispers of the Departed. I'm your host, and tonight we delve into the chilling story of my night shift in the morgue, a place where the boundary between the living and the dead becomes blurred. Join me as we unravel the eerie mysteries of this solitary place. Subscribe if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss the next part. Let's start with my story. In a small town, hidden away from the bustling world, there was a morgue. At night, when the moon hung low, I would find myself alone in its eerie halls. The air was cold, and the hum of the lights echoed in the silence. Little did I know, the morgue held secrets that went beyond the still bodies on the tables. The air itself seemed to hold echoes of untold stories, a residue of the countless souls that had passed through its cold chambers. The walls, witnesses to the mysteries of life and death, seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy, and the very atmosphere hinted at a concealed truth waiting to be unraveled. As I began my nightly routine, the morgue's enigmatic aura became more palpable. The rhythmic hum of the refrigeration units took on an almost hypnotic quality, and the flickering lights cast eerie shadows that danced along the walls. It was as if the very essence of the departed clung to the air, whispering secrets that begged to be discovered. The door creaked shut behind me, sealing me in the cold embrace of the silent city of the departed. My footsteps echoed in the empty corridors, each sound magnified by the stillness of the night. A shiver ran down my spine as I felt eyes watching my every move. The muffled rustle of the plastic sheets covering the lifeless bodies added to the suspense that hung in the air. The night was long, the silence was screaming, cold breeze was building a fire in me. It was a feeling of unease which was settling in. It was as if an unseen presence lingered in the shadows, watching my every step. I dismissed it as my imagination, but the sensation persisted, growing more tangible with each passing moment. The morgue, draped in darkness, became a place where reality and the supernatural seemed to converge. Approaching the cold storage units, I felt a sudden drop in temperature. The doors swung open to reveal bodies lying in quiet repose, their stillness interrupted only by an occasional twitch. A breath caught in my throat as the air became charged with an unsettling cold. The silence was broken by whispers, a spectral chorus of voices sharing tales of the unknown. With a trembling hand, I reached out to examine the seemingly lifeless body. Unseen fingers traced the contours of my neck, sending a shiver down my spine. The once muted whispers now resembled a ghastly choir singing a mournful hymn, their ghostly wails echoing through the frigid air. Turning away from the body, I caught a glimpse of myself in a polished metal surface. My reflection, however, was distorted, a grotesque version of reality that grinned malevolently. The air thickened with an oppressive energy as the whispers took on a mocking tone, echoing my deepest fears. Suddenly, the shadows converged into a corporeal form, an apparition draped in tattered funeral attire. Hollow eyes fixated on me as the ghastly figure glided between the tables. The temperature plummeted further, and the whispers crescendoed into a cacophony of tormented voices, each one seemingly vying for my attention. Fear seized me as I stumbled backward, desperately seeking escape from the unfolding nightmare. The once familiar morgue transformed into a labyrinth of darkness, with unseen hands grabbing at my shoulders. The whispers reached a fevered pitch, a symphony of despair that seemed to reverberate through the very walls. The whispers evolved into stories, tales of lives cut short and the mysteries of the afterlife. The air became a canvas for the memories of the departed, and I found myself entangled in a symphony of shock and fear. Shadows seemed to take on a life of their own, dancing with the echoes of old conversations and fragmented recollections. Turning away from the work, I again caught a glimpse of a shadowy figure, a ghostly apparition this time with eyes that held an eternity of sorrow. Panic surged through me again as the figure drifted between the tables, leaving a trail of icy dread in its wake. The air thickened with a malevolent energy, and I felt an unseen force closing in. The labyrinthine corridors of the morgue seemed to twist and contort as I attempted to escape the encroaching darkness. Unseen hands brushed against my skin, and the whispers grew into a cacophony of ghostly voices. I ran, the echoing footsteps and wails of the departed merging into a symphony of horror. Gasping for breath, I stumbled out of the morgue, leaving behind the haunting whispers and oppressive darkness. The heavy door creaked shut, severing the connection between the living and the dead. The morgue, once a place of quietude, had revealed its spectral secrets, leaving me haunted by the echoes of the departed.